Say, hey, what's going on here? You're not talking to Hilda? No, I'm not talking to her. And you know what Aunt Mamie did? She marched her right around the corner to the house and said, we're not having any of this. And I don't think we ever had any falling out after that. Maybe, we might not want to talk a little bit, but we always ironed it out. And, she was, as I said, she was a feisty little something. And, and I know, none of you know this, they gave her a nickname, Duke. And no, Duke. I'm not talking about duck. I'm saying Duke. And you know why? She was a feisty little something, and she didn't step back from anything. She'd take on anything and anybody at any time. She's always for the right. And I want to tell you, remember before this one, Lisa was born, we were living right next door to one another there on Pine Street. And of course, I was having labor pains and I was hungry. And I said, oh, Doris, I'm hungry, but I'm hurting, but I'm hungry. And so, waited a few minutes. And after a while, here come my sister with this pot in her hand. Hilda, yes, Doris, I brought you some chili. Now, could you imagine a woman in labor pains and eating chili? But she brought that chili to me to eat. And we laughed about this for many, many years. And she was just, she was comical like that. And she was telling me one time about she had gone home and she was coming back. And she was, how she liked to dress. She always dressed really nice and well and had things coordinated. And she was dressed so well. And my mother was a good cook. And of course, all of you know what chitlins are. And so she was all dressed up, and she went by my mother's house and got the chitlins. And I was okay to get the chitlins, but you know what she did? She got on the airplane all dressed up and looking good, and guess what she opened for lunch? Chitlins. And you can imagine, those of you that know what chitlins about, you can understand what was going on. And so somebody asked her, say, what is that? Chitlins. She was a fun person too. Just so many things I could possibly tell you today about her, but for time's sake, I won't go into it. But the one last thing I want to say, Brad. Where's Brad? There's my boy. We had a bunch of kids. Okay? She had 6. I ended up with 6. And so Brad swears today, I might not tell us right, he said, Mama and Auntie Hilda took 2 eggs, and I think about, I don't know how many pieces of bacon, maybe 2 pieces of bacon and a piece of toast. And she, you know what? They fed all of us. That was 10 kids that we fed off of 2 eggs, maybe 2 pieces of toast, and a piece of toast. What's it say, baby? Yeah, in a hard time. So, I just love her. I love her, and I'm going to miss her. So you all just pray for the family. Pray for me that God will just bless and undertake and give me the strength and the grace to go on. Thank you.
I love you.
Reverend Neal, pulpit constituents, bereaved family, to all of you friends and people who loved Sister Love. Before I get started, Sister Connie asked me to make sure that I pointed out to you that are here the easels that are to your right and my left, because they are pictures of various programs that Doris put on while she was here, and she wanted me to make sure that you were aware of that. Now, as to Doris, on a personal note, the thing that stands out in my mind about Doris Lee Love is that she was a supportive person, particularly where I was involved. The reason I say that, I have had occasions here at the church and elsewhere where I've been on program or where I was the recipient of some recognition or honor. Most of the time, the members were not there to lend support, but I tell you, Doris Love was. She was present at my family musicals. I gave a family musical here in 1984 and another in 1994. Doris was sitting right there, which was her usual seat anyway. She was sitting right there to support me. She was always present at my annual WMU President's Appreciation Day. A short while ago, I had published a book of original poems that I had written. Now, very few members purchased a copy of that book, but Doris Lee Love did. In 2009, I had the privilege of being honored by the Gamma Phi Delta sorority at their Mother's Appreciation Awards luncheon. Most members did not attend. In fact, as I remember, none did, except Doris Lee Love. When I was going through bereavement, doorbell rang. Who showed up at the door with a pot? And I don't mind saying what it was, because we laughed about it even recently. Doris bought over, she said, Wanda, I bought over a pot of butter beans. And they were swinging too. Supportive. I can never forget or fail to appreciate that kind of support. And unless you've been in that kind of a situation, you may never know what it means, but it meant the world to me. And now, on a spiritual note, I can see examples of Doris in certain biblical personalities. For example, if you read about Anna,